הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבטחים גם יחד. 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 שבטחים גם יחד.
Happy Sunday. It's like happy holidays. I don't know. What do you say? Hey, it's a beautiful service to be here together tonight and to share for a few moments with you, not only our seniors, those who've been a part of our program, some of them since preschool, and send them off on their way in this next journey of their lives and honor them and hear from them, but also to honor our teachers, many of you who are with us today. Some of our staff have been a part of this journey with our students. Really bringing that all together makes this a beautiful evening and makes it so special for us to share in with you. And at the end, to get to honor our youth group board, our outgoing youth group board and our incoming youth group board. So a lot of things that for clergy and for leadership at Temple makes us very proud. We feel really good about who we are as a community and what we've been able to accomplish in creating a sacred place for families to come together and to see the results of that and see what happens with that as well. Speaking of which, I really have very little to do with tonight, so I have no idea what's going to happen now. So I'm just going to keep talking until Rabbi Daniel tells me what's next that's going to happen, and I think the kids lead us. Oh, Cantor's singing? Oh, we have a song to sing now. There's prayer books for you, hopefully, that you took as you walked in. If you didn't, raise your hand and I'll grab you one as well, and we can enjoy this evening together.
Childhood was for fantasies, for nursery rhymes and toys. The world was much too busy to understand small girls and boys. As I grew up, I came to learn that life was not a game, that heroes were just people that we called another name. And the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hopes shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Give us time, give us strength, give us life.
At the end of each Shabbat, the Jewish people celebrate a ceremony called Havdalah. Havdalah means separation. We learned that even though this was traditionally done on Saturday night, we could do it up until Tuesday morning. And so for the past 4 years, at the end of our Fruman Youth Program Sunday night schools, we concluded our special time together with a Havdalah ceremony. As we finish our last Sunday night school, we finish with our last Havdalah ceremony.
We believe that to live life to its fullest, we have to learn how to make each day unique. The infant does not know one day from the next, and as we grow, we realize that life is a series of separations. As we look back on the beauty of Shabbat, our formal Jewish education, and the chance it has given us to celebrate the high points of our lives, so we must formally separate Shabbat from the rest of the week, and high school from what the future holds.
we read responsively, God is my help. My trust is in the eternal, and I will not be afraid. God is my strength, the source of my spirit. With joy we draw the water of understanding from the wells of our experience. The eternal brings us help with blessings and goodness. Give us light and joy, gladness and goodness. Let us make good memories in our lives. We lift up the cup to rejoice in your saving power and call out your name in praise.
The Havdalah ritual begins with fire. With this braided candle, the Jewish people suggested fire is the symbol of civilization, humans' ability to conquer nature. That is why the ancients of our faith believed that fire was the first invention after the creation of the world. So on this Sunday night, we reenact that first night after the creation of the world.
The candle's double wick reminds us that all qualities are paired. We have the power to create many different fires, some useful and others that are destructive. Let the fire we kindle this week be holy. Let it bring light, warmth, and dignity to all humanity. For the past 13 years, our teachers have taught us to do these things as they have brought more light into our worlds. Because of this, as we honor our teachers tonight, we would like to recognize first all those who dedicated their Sunday mornings, afternoons, and evenings teaching us. If you are here, please stand and remain standing so that we can recognize you.
At the Learning Center Preschool and SHORESH Preschool, Marcia Mitnick, Alana Ryan, Ashley Goldberg-Weinstein, and Julie Bussell.
In kindergarten, Julie Bussell.
In first grade, Jody Iser and Melissa Roth.
In second grade, Patty Carey and Janet Kelly.
In third grade, Robin Tarnow, Dina Martin, and Eric Wadowski.
In fourth grade, Richard Scheck, Eric Mintz, and Shana Rolinski.
In fifth grade, Audrey Fulton and Lila Kalfus.
In sixth grade, Jeff Brockman, Aaron Erner, Allie Kramer, and Julie Lowenthal.
Our SHORESH Hebrew teachers and B'nai Mitzvah tutors, Ellie Barnett, Esty Faber, Lynn Goldberg, Shlomi Hammer, Aaron Jacobs, Carly Rosen, and Stephanie Strunk.
In seventh grade, Ellie Farber Barnett, Audrey Bloomberg, Gabe Hessenthaler, Aaron Jacobs, and Tamar Schnitzer.
Our B'nai Mitzvah tutors, Yali DeVere, Ricky Wexler, and Jerry Zaks of blessed memory.
In eighth grade, Rima Asaturo, Alia Alazem, Ellie Barnett, Jeremy Brown, and Nathan Moskowitz.
In high school, Alia Alazem, Jeremy Brown, Shahab Harai, Zoe Kaufman, Allie Kramer, Michael Newman, Itai Schwartz, and Katie Tobias.
And our SHORESH Associate Directors, Missy Borman, Dr. Cheryl Blau, Sarah Allen, Andy Lieberman, and Alyssa Burke.
We also want to honor the teachers and staff who continue to bring light into our world, who are with us and our fellow students during this past year. As we call your name, please join our other teachers in standing. Ellie Barnett, Cheryl Blau, Stephanie Block, Julie Bussell, and Gary Cooper.
Yali DeVere, Jenya Gosman, Lynn Goldberg, Steve Goldberg, and Denise Goodman.
Shahaf Harari, Gabe Hessenthaler, Joseph Liebson, Asher Moskowitz, and Mindy Nathan.
Lori Nosenchuk, Jill Rosenthal-Vinter, Miriam Schloss, Amy Seidman, Sophie Sherbin.
David Solomon, Stephanie Strunk, Robin Tarnow, Ricky Wexler, and Cindy Zay of blessed memory. And will all of those who served as Mahonahim as teaching assistants in classes please rise too? Please join us in thanking this incredible group. Thank you.
All right, please be seated. We bless wine at this Havdalah service as a symbol of life and happiness. As wine represents sweetness, so with understanding and care of others can we see beyond the ugliness and misery which stain our world. As we bless this wine, so may we be willing to bring sweetness into our lives. We all say together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who creates the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen.
The spices we smell symbolize the spiritual treasure of Shabbat. We sniff a pleasant fragrance to refresh our soul even when we know Shabbat is over. It is a reminder that each sense we possess is a pathway to the soul. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei b'samim. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who creates varied spices.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei b'samim borei minei b'samim.
May Shabbat glow always remind us that we must be a light unto the nation and a people that is willing to bring understanding and light to the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me'orei ha'esh. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who creates the lights of fire.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me'orei ha'esh borei me'orei ha'esh.
So part of our service this evening, we asked that our seniors, give them the opportunity for some of them to represent the class and to share some of their reflections, to talk about their past experiences from preschool all the way up until their senior year. So we invite up Aiden Aronoff to share first.
I've been involved in SHORESH my whole life. My first SISTI in 2020, though, was not the ideal way to kick off my membership of this youth group. I was already skeptical of the idea of continuing Sunday school into high school, but my parents made me come, and I did not keep an open mind. During my first SISTI, which was outside due to the pandemic, I sat as far away from people as I could and just quietly ate dinner with my best friend. I didn't try to interact with anyone. I just tried to tolerate it and hopefully convince my parents to not make me go again. I did not succeed in convincing them, so I went again. Each time I just sat away from people, silent and miserable because I didn't want to be at SISTI. After my freshman year, my best friend's parents stopped making him go, but my parents still made me. Although I socialized a bit more in my sophomore year, I still kept telling myself that I didn't like SISTI. Imagine how upset I was when my parents forced me to go on the Washington, D.C. trip for an entire weekend. Now, instead of spending only 2 hours at SISTI, I thought to myself I had to spend 48 full hours. Even during the D.C. trip, I couldn't let myself keep an open mind, but I did start to notice that SISTI maybe wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I talked to some cool people. I had fun, but I didn't admit it to myself. When I came back, I kept telling myself that I still didn't like SISTI. Through the rest of sophomore year, my parents eased up on me when it came to going, so I stopped almost entirely. My feelings towards SISTI changed entirely the next year, however, when I went on the Shir Shalom Israel Family Adventure. Multiple SISTI kids went on that Israel trip. Before we left, my parents encouraged me to socialize with them, but even then I refused. I associated them with Sisti and just didn't want to talk to anyone because I wasn't keeping an open mind. But almost as soon as the trip started, I began talking to my fellow Sisti members that were on the trip and immediately became friends with every single kid there. After Israel, I decided to go back to Sisti. With my newfound friends from that trip, I branched out. I became friends with even more Sisti kids while on the Cincinnati trip that year. Since January of last year, Sisti has become one of the things I look forward to most over the weekend. If I told my freshman self that, he would probably laugh at me and tell me I'm crazy. Becoming really involved in Sisti has been an absolute blast, but it has also taught me a very important life lesson. I judged Sisti and refused to keep an open mind. Had I kept that mindset throughout all of high school, I'd be missing out on so many awesome memories and great people. I probably wouldn't be standing on this bema in front of you. So as I look towards the future, I know to keep an open mind because you never know what incredible experience you are missing out on.
I've been coming to SHORESH since second grade. My earliest memory is from my Hebrew class in fourth grade where I met one of my oldest friends, Jillian. That was just the beginning of all of the incredible relationships that stemmed from Temple Shir Shalom. SHORESH, Sisti, and just Temple in general have given me so much. From friendships, mentors, and incredible opportunities, I have learned new lessons that I will cherish forever. Being able to give back to the community through Tikkun Olamathon and hands-on experiences each year is extremely rewarding and will always hold a special place in my heart. I learned that it is always important to take time out of your life to spend with others and interact with people around you and in your community, and make sure you step out of your comfort zone. This is one of the many lessons that will help me throughout the rest of my life by showing me the importance and value of each individual that you surround yourself with. The most important thing that I have learned about my Jewish education is the lesson of caring for others and the value of traditions. These values have guided me throughout Sisti, as I'm now the president, and will continue to resonate with me for the rest of my life. I have learned so many things from Sisti, from good, meaningful conversations, to building relationships with my peers, to modern Jewish culture, and so much more. Each aspect of my life and my future, I will be able to apply the lessons learned in more ways than one. It is difficult for me to explain right now, but I plan to use each lesson learned to help guide me through difficult decisions and make sure that I cherish the little moments in life. I cannot put into words how grateful I am to everyone who made Sisti such a special place for me in my heart and my second home. And a special thank you to Rabbi Mike and Rabbi Dan for your unwavering support and dedication to the program, and for being the greatest mentors and role models I could ask for.
After moving here in the summer before 5th grade, my parents decided to send me to Shir Shalom, away from all my new friends from school who went to a temple down the street. I think I was pretty salty and didn't talk to anyone at Sunday school for all of 5th and 6th grade. However, after 6th grade, my involvement with temple only grew. I was a machonik starting in 7th grade, and I really started to enjoy coming to temple. I felt such love for my students that year, and that is truly what brought me back the next year and the next, all the way through senior year. I felt that I was making kids' Sunday school experience more enjoyable, as I could see the difference I was making. Even if I didn't want to wake up early every Sunday, I always left feeling positive. When I got to high school, I had the opportunity to join Sisti. To be honest, I only joined because I felt like it was something I was just expected to do. I barely knew anybody, and since freshman year was outside with masks due to COVID, I felt like my ability to make connections with people were minimal. I did have some good times, but it still felt like something I had to do rather than something I wanted to do. I still joined the Sisti board freshman and sophomore year, even though I did not yet feel at home with my temple community. However, the Washington, D.C. trip my sophomore year changed everything for me. I started to genuinely get to know some of my peers, and I realized how much I had in common with many of them. I had the most amazing weekend, and I finally felt a connection to Sisti. From there, I knew I needed to continue the vibes from that short trip, so I made the very last-minute decision to go on the teen mission, a month trip to Israel with Temple. I signed up not knowing who was going, which was something very much out of my social comfort zone. Reflecting back on that trip, I realized more and more how much it positively impacted me. Not only did I get to know a great group of people and experience amazing things, but I gained a sense of confidence in myself that I can not only survive, but thrive in a trip that tested my social limits. The feeling of community on that trip was unmatched. From then on, Sisti became a highlight of my week. I was not only proud to be Jewish, but I looked forward to the opportunities I could embrace it. My involvement with the Sisti board continued, along with my love for Sisti. From weekly board meetings to dinner and Havdalah, I loved it all. I want to thank Katie, Rabbi Mike, and Rabbi Dan for going through this whole journey with me and being my biggest supporters. I'm so grateful to have gotten to spend my Sundays here, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for Sisti.
High school has been a time of growth for me, and my experience with Sisti is emblematic of that. I started off not really knowing anybody that well, and when everything was virtual, I didn't really go to any events. But during the pandemic, when we were outside in person, Sisti was the only time that I would actually leave my house and talk to actual real people. In that sense, it was a tether to reality for me. My first introduction to leadership was also through Sisti. When I was a freshman, a senior texted me about joining NIFTY, which is a bit like BBYO, and I thought, why not? Even though I'm not currently involved in NIFTY anymore, this and other Jewish experiences, like being on the Sisti board last year, have pushed me to be a leader and to bring more of myself into the spaces that I care about. Temple and Sisti and working at SHORESH have also been a big part of my experience with music. I played guitar at SHORESH and at Sisti, and it's because of that that I've built up the skills and the confidence to continue to do something that I love, which is singing and playing guitar. I also want to talk about anxiety and finding the confidence to be yourself. Entering high school, especially during the pandemic, that was difficult for me. Sisti started off as a place where I could challenge myself in terms of making new friends, and eventually it became somewhere that I could go to see my friends and to socialize instead of being worried about school. I'm grateful for the amazing friends that I've made and the supportive community I found here. Much love.
As a Jew, we make up 1/5 of a percent of the world population. Because of this, we are frequently in situations where we are the only or one of the only Jews there. When I was younger playing sports, that was frequently the case. Even last fall, I was a coach at West Bloomfield High School. I coached on the freshman football team, and I was one of 2 Jewish people there on the field every single day. It would become ever more apparent after practice and after games when the team would say prayer, and I would stand in the circle silently with my head down, not feeling connected. In a world with so few Jews, Shoresh and Temple as a whole gave me a community. It gave me a place where I wasn't the minority. Here, the people inside were dealing with the same issues as me. When I was younger, those issues were getting who gets to walk down to snack at the corners, or who read next in Shlomi's Hebrew class. Then it turned into, what day do I have tutoring? Hey, Cantor, how do I chant this word? And lastly, I can't tell if I'm really excited or really nervous for my bar mitzvah. Spoiler alert, it was both. As I've gotten older and moved to Sisti and Sunday night school, it has given me a place to have discussions that you would not have anywhere else. I want everybody to think about a place where you can openly share your emotions about the current war in Israel. Now think about how much harder this is as a teenager, especially a teenager at Bloomfield Hills High School, a place that has had walkouts for Palestine. Sisti made that easy. Here I can share how I feel, listen to others, and learn from our Shinshanim who have actual knowledge of living in our homeland. Without Temple, I would be a Jewish teen who, though proud of his identity, would feel alone in a hostile world. Temple created my community and a place that feels like family, and I'm so thankful for that.
Firstly, I'd like to start, as many do, with some thank yous. Thank you to Rabbi Mike, and to Rabbi Dan for cultivating this community into what it is today. Thank you to Katie, I don't know where she is, for your hard work and for putting up with the many times I've told you I can't come to an event. Thank you to my friends and to everybody in Sisti for allowing this to become a place that I call home. And finally, thank you to my mom and dad, whom without I would never be in the place, nor would I be the person that I am today. Now, in my next few minutes, I've been allowed to speak. I could talk about how I didn't like coming to Temple, and now I do, or how I struggled with wanting to socialize with people, and now I don't. But to be completely honest with you all, I read Jordan's speech before this, and to be frank, my experiences in growing appreciative of Sisti and this community parallels hers very closely. So in the interest of not repeating her words in a less eloquent way, I'd instead like to give one piece of advice that I've learned due to my time here. That is, to broaden your perspectives. The main thing I've appreciated about Sisti is the emphasis placed on conversation, and the willingness of the participants here to engage in said conversation. We may not all agree with each other, but that's the beauty of it. We have differing opinions and differing experiences, and yet we coexist. We learn from each other, and perhaps we even change our own views as a result. In hearing about others, we better ourselves. We are fortunate enough to live in a region in the country that has a lot of diversity, if only you're willing to experience it. Sisti has been, and I hope always will be, a paragon of what it looks like to engage in conversation with others who have different experiences from oneself. But just as there is a world beyond ourselves, there's also a world outside. And the need for conversation and the existence of different experiences doesn't end beyond the scroll-shaped walls we reside in right now. Therefore, just as we have done in Sisti, I implore you, my fellow graduates, those not yet done with high school, hell, even the families and teachers here, to make the effort to broaden your perspectives in life. As I look back on my 4 years in high school, I'm always amazed by how much has happened in such a short amount of time. I'm amazed in the amount of change in the world around me and the amount of personal change I've undergone. With so much going on in the past, it's easy to lose track of it all. And with so much excitement for the future, it can be hard to look back. But I know Sisti, the memories I've gained, the lessons I've learned, and the people I've met are always going to stay with me. Thank you.
All right. I don't have anything written, but I had some thoughts, so I'm going to ad-lib this. So we'll see how it goes. I've been at SHORESH for 15 years and at the JCC for at least 1 or 2 more, I'm not sure, since when my dad first dragged me here as a 3-year-old. But over that time, I've changed a lot as a person. I've also changed a lot on my thoughts about what it means to be a Jew. There's so many things that we can think about for being Jewish. I can think about the times when we huddled under the what do you call it? When we were outside. The tent, yeah. In the middle of the winter during COVID to keep warm as we interacted with each other. And that was the only interaction we had in like the heart of COVID in the winter of 2020. When schools were closed, Sisti was here, and we were outside in the parking lot. You can say being Jewish is playing trivia, playing Jeopardy about Israel in the social hall. But I think that one of the things about my Jewish identity that has changed the most is how I understand Jewish values. And for this year and 2 years ago, I've been a Mahonik for 6th grade, and a significant part of our Jewish identity that we focused on is the Jewish values. And these 6th graders, it's a really pivotal time in your life because 6th grade is when you're able to kind of understand things more that you didn't before, and they become more meaningful to you. And that's really when people start understanding the power that social media has us and the negativity that it can bring. So I like to focus on one specific Jewish value, and that's the value of joy. And with so much negativity going around, I think joy is the most important Jewish value that we can focus on in our lives these days. And I've experienced so much joy during my time at Sisti. I can think about during the Tikkun Olamathon when we made blankets for kids in hospitals, and when we visited an elementary school in Detroit and had an arts and crafts day for them and played music. And I think that spreading joy is one of the most important acts that we can do as a Jew to further our identity. And that's all I have to say.
Oliver Loveland with the audible, calling that up there. I'd like to invite up our Associate Director of SHORESH, Elisa Burke, and our Teen Engagement Director, Katie Tobias, to help us in honoring our kids, as well as Ms. Terry Cooper, one of our vice presidents of Temple. We're really blessed with a number of board members who are here right now, but they're parents of graduates. So I'm not going to make any of you work, but I'd like for Terry, our vice president, to come up here so she can help give gifts to our seniors as well. I want you to come up here too, but you want one? Julie? And Julie? No, Keith, I want you, you're a dad. Past President Keith Loveland. Yeah. No, Julie. Julie Flashner, who is our office manager and has worked with SHORESH for most of these children's careers here, can help us as well on the BEMA too. So thank you, Julie, for coming up.
Okay, Aiden Aronoff, child of Tracy and Jeffrey Aronoff. Charlotte Brager, child of Dr. Ilana Kutinsky and Dr. Michael Brager. Lionel Gaba, child of Elizabeth Garbiel and Charles Gaba. Jordan Grand, child of Amy and Daniel Grand. Samuel Halprin, child of Miriam and Brian Halprin. Zoe Ilyasov, child of Emil and Rita Ilyasov. We honor Isabel Cates, who couldn't be here this evening. Oliver Loveland, child of Elizabeth and Keith Loveland. Gabriel Mazius, child of Jessica of blessed memory and Scott Mazius. Bailey Mingus, child of Stacy and Brian Mingus. Jacob Norley, child of Dr. Marcia Newcomb and Dr. Michael Norley. Nathan Sherman, child of Sarah and Neil Sherman. Dylan Shoresh, child of Dr. Betty Chu and Devote Shoresh. Emma Wexstein, child of Jennifer and Aaron Wexstein.
It is awesome to stand here with all of you. Not just because that was a great turn that you guys did, a wonderful choreography, and I feel like a wonderful dance instructor now. But just standing and listening to you, and for those of you who shared, but also I know some of the things that those of you didn't share with everybody else, what you're thinking and what you've done too. That moments like this really make us proud. That for Rabbi and Cantor and for your teachers, for your youth group advisors, that we stand here and look at you and we get the privilege of watching these incredible young children starting off, some of you in preschool, some of you starting in high school, and just watching you grow and see the incredible people who you've become. That we see within you these hearts that are just giant, that know how to welcome other people in, that kids on Sunday mornings that they look at, for those of you who have been Machonikim, that they look at you and they look up to you because you're incredible role models for them. I've gotten the privilege of taking you on trips to D.C., to Cincinnati, to New York, and as we've done those trips, I look at each of you and I learn from you as well. Because I think about the parent that I am to my children. And how do I raise my children to be incredible young adults who are responsible, who are mature, who like to have fun and goof around too? How do I make them like you guys? Because you are really incredible role models for the people who are around you, and you bring such blessings into our world. And I think that tonight, as we celebrate you, that really that's what tonight is for us too. That yes, it's this Havdalah, this separation as we talk about from the end of Shabbat, from the beginning of our week, for you guys from the end of your high school careers into whatever is going on next for you. And for us, that separation is just a moment to stop, to pause, to recognize the blessings that each one of you is and what you bring and share with our world and our community and our temple family. And we couldn't be more proud that we've loved sitting here next to you, standing next to you, watching you flourish in so many different ways, that each one of us just feels such pride, such naches from you now. We give you some gifts that you got from Terry and Katie and Elisa and Julie that are in your hands. That it's not a book that we want you to read cover to cover. You can if you want, but it's called Jewish Wisdom. And over the last 12 years, 13 years with us at Temple, you've learned a lot, but we know that there's a lot more. And this book is made for you to be able to say, here's what I want to learn. And to look at the index or the table of contents in the back and flip to a short story as we're going through. Because that's what also tonight is about. Our tradition says that when you finish one course of study, you have something called a siyum, the culmination of your events, that we celebrate that course of study and what you've learned, but that you continue learning as well, and it's the first step in what you're going to learn next. And so our hope is that we send you on this way with a little bit more wisdom so that you can share that and bring that brightness and that into our world as well. We also have another gift for you. It's wrapped up, but I'm going to give it away. It's a Havdalah set that we got for each one of you from Israel. And our hope is that just as we've ended every Sunday night school together by celebrating Havdalah, that you'll take that with you. And that every time you kindle that candle, that you smell the spices, that you drink the grape juice, that you remember these moments as well. That you think about your sisti, your Furman youth experience, that you think about your time together as a community, that you think about those relationships and the people that are standing around here with you right now, and that they always be a blessing for you as they have been and you have been for us.
As we stand here, no one can really see us because this is the tallest graduation class ever of Temple Shir Shalom. I swear I am actually here. I'm not sending this message in. You are all so tall, and I am so little. But that's one thought in this moment. But many of you are taller than us at your bar mitzvahs too. So, but secondly, I'm really, really proud of some of your parents who made you come to Sisti, despite what you might have thought you were feeling and not realizing. Because I know some of you chose and some parents made you come, and I wish all parents made their children come because you all affirm that it's worthwhile, that it's good to be here together and it's worthwhile being here together and sharing as a community. And yes, high school was a weird start, and no other synagogue was having a high school, was doing anything, and we said, we want to be together. We'll do it in the parking lot. Remember, we had space heaters out there some days, and I melted my glasses because they were fogging up, and I thought, oh, this could take the fog away. Didn't work very well. So, like many things, you all have learned from my mistakes. But you've also learned from each other. And you've grown together. And that's really what this is about community. It's been also a really difficult year in our world, as we've talked a lot about. And we worry about what's next on the horizon, what's happening on college campuses, what we send you off to. That reality shouldn't prohibit us from being a part of a college community and studying and embracing conversations, but we hope that you go with the confidence of knowing who you are as a Jew. And also, when that's ever called into question, that you have a place that you can call, you have friends you can call, you have rabbis, educators, cantors you can call to figure things out with. You can drop by and see us because we'll be here. And we'll talk about it. And we'll figure it out together. Because what gives us hope in the midst of these challenges is that you are the ones taking on this world. You're the ones who are embracing this. And yes, 9 of you will not be very far away from us. And know that we like to come to Michigan schools and take you out to lunch and visit you. So your parents better give us your emails and your cell phones if we don't have them all, so that we can communicate with you and we can visit with you. And you know, it's not always easy, but it's still worthwhile. It's still meaningful. And we find the opportunity to also bring hope into this world because of what we do, because we do it together. You know, none of us knows what someone else is going through when we gather, when we come together on a Sunday night. Some of us are open books at times and share it, and that's cool, and that's fine. Others don't. But what's amazing is that you always put your arms around each other, no matter what. And you don't ask questions that would make someone uncomfortable. You ask questions just saying, are you okay? If there's one thing we want you to take from Temple is to say always, you have that strength to ask others, are you okay? And that makes others feel okay. And that helps. So take those ideas, take that strength, and know they are your blessings. You know, we opened up the ark at your bar mitzvahs, even though all of you didn't become bar bat mitzvah up here. We opened up the ark at your confirmation, even though all you didn't do that either. But I love that at graduation we do that now too. And we make that a part of it. We always talk about it comes from Torah. It starts from Torah. It's part of who we are. And so as we ask God to bless you, we ask our congregation to rise now, your parents to rise with us. As we open the ark, we say these words that we said with you and for you at your bar and bat mitzvahs, if you're up here, at your confirmation, but now at this very special time in your life.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you. May God protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May God shine upon you. May God shine through you.
Yisha Adonai panav elecha v'yisim lecha shalom.
May God always be a part of who you are in this journey of life, giving you strength, helping you through the difficult things that life can throw our way, carrying you on these journeys, giving you your blessings in life, appreciation of what's there. As we love to say, giving you gezind health, parnasa and success in your next endeavors and in life, giving you nachas from kinder, joy from children as your moms, dads, as parents, grandparents, friends feel about you right now. And most of all, blessing you with shalom, with peace. Amen.
vayisem lecha shalom.
That was good. I'm going to ask for our past president, Keith Lublin, to come forward, and Jeff Aronoff, one of our board members, as parents here. And come here, guys, with me too. We have a parents' blessing. If everyone can be seated except for the parents of our graduates right now. And here's the blessing for parents right there. And parents, it's on your prayer cards there. If you'll take this out as we look at our graduates, and together we say, may God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless all our children who are graduating from high school. May the Holy One protect and deliver them from all trouble and distress. May God favor them with knowledge and understanding and wisdom, bringing blessings to them and enriching learning experiences so they can make a lasting contribution for the benefit of humankind. Wherever they may go, whatever they do, help them be true children of our people Israel, faithful to justice and truth, eager for knowledge and insight. May the study of Torah be sweet on their lips, and let us all say, Amen.
Now I'm grown, the years have passed, I've come to understand there are choices to be made, and my life's at my command. I cannot have a future till I embrace my past. I promise to pursue the challenge. Time is going fast, and the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hope shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Give us time, give us strength, give us life.
Seated. Am I calling him up?
Rock, paper, scissors for it. It's the next part of our program. For our service this evening, we get to do something fun as well. And I invite up all of our current SISTE, our high school youth group board members. And I also invite up those who have been elected as we are going to install our high school youth group board. So we'll have you line up in gavel order. You get a candle each and a plate so that the plate goes through the candle goes through it, so it doesn't drip wax on the floor, please.
As they prepare for this moment and are getting set up. Again, I just want to thank our leadership here, and so Elisa and Katie and Julie, it was great having you help out. I'm so glad you're here too. Julie's been a part before Elisa and Katie in our educational programs here at Temple as well. And again, to Terry Cooper, our board member, for helping honor us on this day. And to all of you as well, hopefully, parents, you get lots of nachas. I know it's it's graduation season. You have these moments in life, and it's fun for us rabbis, cantor, educators to get a moment of that in your life as well, and to share in that joy too. It means a lot that we get to experience that, and it's beautiful having this unique night that we dedicated it to. So, with that in mind, I turn to Rabbi and our SISTI board now. Or maybe not. Do you want to hear another story?
So our current board has each selected a quote to inspire the incoming board member with as well.
Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. Francis Wright. I install you, Daniel Richmond, as president of SISTI.
Yay!
Work hard for what you want because it won't come to you without a fight. You have to be strong and courageous and know that you can do anything you put your mind to. If somebody puts you down or criticizes you, just keep on believing in yourself and turn it into something positive. I install you, Alex Amvet, as Programming Vice President of SISTI.
Yay!
Never be afraid to try something new because life gets boring when you stay within the limits of what you already know. I install you, Kendall Schultz, and you, Peter Wilner, as the Co-Religious and Cultural Vice Presidents of SISTI.
Yay!
Keep your face towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. I install you, Sophia Hawkins, as Social Action Vice President of SISTI.
This club is for members only, but once you join, membership lasts an eternity. Ellen Schreiber. I install you, Brock Vinter, as membership vice president.
Yeah! Woo-hoo!
The only thing predictable about life is its unpredictability. I install you, Naomi Zakalik, as treasurer of SISTI.
Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. I install you, Emily Rosenberg, as Secretary of SISTI.
Life is a series of separations. At birth, an infant separates fully from its mother. Time, growth, maturity brings further separations. Havdalah is to teach us how to say goodbye to even the happiest times and prepare us for new roads and new experiences that make life a little more interesting, exciting, and livable.
May something of Shabbat and our informal and formal Jewish education's meaning and message stay with us as we enter our future. May the spirit of Elijah the prophet help us realize that we have to lift all that we do to a higher plane of holiness and always be honest to the truths that we believe in.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who distinguishes between the holy and the ordinary, between light and dark, between Israel and the nations, between the seventh day and the 6 days of creation. Praised are you, who distinguishes between what is holy and the profane.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace, gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Today's the day I take my stand. The future's mine to hold. Commitments that I make today are dreams from days of old. I have to make the way for generations come and go. I have to teach them what I've learned so they will come to know that the old shall dream dreams and the youth shall see visions, and our hopes shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today. We must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Give us life.
And congratulations to our SISTI board as they go back to their seats. Yes, you can. So we'll conclude with the Kaddish de Rabbanan, which is a prayer for our teachers. And today has been a great day at Temple. This morning, as we concluded Shoresh, the sanctuary was filled with families singing the Na-Na song. Cantor and Gary and Bailey stopped playing guitar. We didn't need any guitar. And it was just rocking. Everyone was singing. It was amazing. Made me feel so good. I left Temple. I'm driving away. I wanted to call Daniel. Tell him what his temple is. How vibrant we are. How amazing our future is. What he created. What he gave us. This gift. He used to love this service. Granted, he hadn't come to this service for 20 years, but still, he used to love it. And he gave us the ability to do this and create this. And turn it over to me and to Rabbi Daniel to help us, help our kids, to be teachers to them, to bring more teachers into their lives, to be role models so they can be role models for new generations. So as we sing a song, it's a prayer about teachers, I know I'm here because of him. And we're all here because of him. A lot of you never knew him. But if he didn't have vision, we wouldn't get to live this dream. We wouldn't get to have this hope. We wouldn't get to be this people. And we celebrate our Judaism. And that's a blessing. So as we give thanks for that, we give thanks for all of our teachers. Give thanks for our seniors, for all of you, for parents who chose to be a part of this community, to make us live, to celebrate. So I think the song, the prayer is in our handouts. We sing with Cantor and Bailey, Kaddish de Rabbanan.
And I hope you'll sing with us. For our teachers and their students and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say
Thank you for being a part of this special evening of celebrating with us, our teachers, our temple staff, our SHORESH staff, our high school graduates, and our SISTI board. We wish everyone a mazel tov. We look forward to continuing more celebrating as we make our way out to a delicious oneg that's been prepared for all of us as well. Mazel tov.
Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, yehelanu. Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, semen tov.